Hey guys, yeah, I'm doing another upload. I don't know why, but we did AT tonight and we won. There was only a few people actually playing. I think there was something like 8 teams, so that's that's no more than about 40 people. But yeah, basically we were running a Core Guardian, a SD Prot NG, a Firebrand support, a Jawgeous Spellbreaker Warrior, and a Scourge Necro. So we had good team fight. We had good, CC burst output, good sustain, and good, dual ability in terms of holding a node. So incredibly, we actually did a 1-3-1 split here at the beginning. I obviously pushed into the close node. My warrior went far, and the other 3 members of the team went to mid. I know that they need resustain, so I start making my way towards the mid node. At which point I see that the thief is breaking off, he sees me rotating in, and he abuses his mobility. I most definitely can't get there in time. I feel like a bit of a chump here. I'm like, oh, bugger. Arguably, I think maybe I should have pushed into the middle of that. But I decided to sort of attempt to shut him down at some, in some way. Instead of going for my node, I still couldn't kill him. He just about got away. He manages to shadow step up to the bridge, and that was it for me. Such a close engagement for me. If I'd actually put him off the map, it would have been really, really good for us because, obviously we would have then had a numbers advantage. We actually start to lose our lead in a moment because 3 of my team members die in the middle, and it's kind of left to me and my warrior to hold the 2 side nodes. And we kind of realized that the Core Guardian isn't working. So eventually the Core Guardian switches to play an SD power build, and we kind of regain control of the map, and we regain our momentum. There's some pretty good duels that are coming up in this game. I would say that my 1v1s were somewhat instrumental, but I think the majority of the win condition was on the back of the Firebrand and the Scourge Necro. So you can see here that I blocked the Revenant's engagement with my Photon Wall, so a lot of his damage was actually negated early on. I attempted to CC chain him, and then I see that he's using Infused Light. So obviously I have to disengage. I don't want to be healing him. I see the additional player coming in, and I just know that I can't sustain that. There's effectively 3 people here right now, and I'm being punished. Obviously my Firebrand was trying to heal me, so I'm trying to use terrain here to prevent anybody from re-engaging on me. I believe that we do somewhat manage to re-sustain this, and now we're in a 3v3. The Scourge is here with me, and this is probably the worst thing that I did. I rotated straight down away from my Firebrand and my Necro to chase after the thief, and the Revenant chases me down. So I die here because obviously the thief disengages and then re-engages on me here. So I believe he probably shadow stepped and then stole straight to me, and I was just like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? It was just such a stupid decision. I did get rezzed here in the end. The Firebrand and the Scourge Necro, the Blood Necro, they do actually manage to get me up. And we do retake control of the mid-fight, but it's only for a little while. We seem to get a ton of CC out, a ton of damage out, and then I think that my Scourge Necro actually gets put down. Yeah. So he goes down, and the Firebrand was unable to resustain him. My CC was unable to do anything. Also, I just so happened to be on top of the Necromancer when Signet of Mercy was being cast, so I immediately was picked up by that Signet of Mercy cast. I see my Firebrand is obviously getting pressured out, so I immediately disengage, and then they do follow me. I abused terrain here so that I thought that the thief would not re-engage on me. There's not really much that I could have done in this situation besides, attempt to survive as long as possible. I actually do make it out of this alive. I try to get the decap to bait them back to the node, and my Scourge Necro is here. I immediately leave, and I believe that I try to push towards the close node because I feel like because we have stillness, we need to at least have one node that remains in our favor. So I'm more interested right now in actually maintaining this for my team. And, I'm still aware, I'm still, hovering around the mid node. I don't want to, let that point go, though, unless it means that we win the mid. So I actually came in here, realized that they probably used quite a lot of stuff. Again, CC locked down the Necromancer, and then the Fire Brand follows shortly afterwards. He gets very hard pressured. I attempted to get the kill here. He actually abused terrain there, and I couldn't follow him. But anyway, that means that we won the mid node. Yes, my close node got decapped, but I do come in right now for the decap because he doesn't fight me, I don't think. So yeah, he does engage a little while, but he doesn't stick around. He effectively allows me to get the decap. For some reason, like I think maybe he could have won the engagement because obviously all my utilities were on cooldown. It would have been pretty hard for me to fight into, but eventually, like, I mean, look, he even has Bassi and Spider Venom up, so it's really bizarre that he engaged on me. I think he missed something because his Bassi and his Spider Venom went on cooldown, and he didn't actually land anything on me. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, what the hell just that's weird. Looking at that, I don't know why that didn't register. But either way, I regained control of the node. By which point my team have actually made something happen across the mid node as well. So knowing that we picked that up and we've got good sustain in that midpoint, I come in with a bunch of CC and I believe I take somebody out here pretty quickly with CC burst. I'm trying to think who it actually is. Okay, yeah, so it was the SD Thief. My SD Thief follows up, but we get him down, he rallies immediately because the Necro gets killed, and then we get absolutely well and truly cucked over here. I die, my Firebrand comes in to try and res me, he dies, and Josh tries to get the stomp here, but then the Thief just immediately disengages, so, using downstate 2. I try to knock them back, it's not enough, he rallies off of me. The Blood Scourge attempts the res here on the Firebrand. He does get it, which I mean kind of holds some sustain for us. But at the same time, we also have like one node ticking on our close point, which was not decapped by the enemy Thief, and we're still contesting the warrior. Like the warrior on warrior engagement has been going on for a really long time. So this is actually like this point in time is where we start getting our lead back, or at least we equalize. Because their entire team seems to focus really heavily on Tranquility, and I get a really clutch interrupt here as well. Like the the Revenant actually broke away there from Tranquility preemptively to deal with Joshi, and then I'm like, oh no, I've got to interrupt this. My net shot lands from like a mile away. I interrupt him probably at the last second. By which point it's just me against the Revenant, and at this point he abuses terrain here, and he's like, I'm gonna hide. So I'm thinking, okay, whatever. So we're at a stalemate now, and then I didn't realize, and the Thief is in stealth. So the Thief is about to randomly appear on my ass, steal to me, and completely cuck me. I didn't know where the hell he came from. I go down here because I'm obviously not expecting it. I'm just like, wait, what? And quite luckily, Joshi or Joshism comes down, and he gets the interrupt on the SD on the Revenant. So we now have stillness from above because they're applying so much pressure into Tranquility. We still have that close node that was not decapped by the Thief, and we're still neutralizing the far node or contesting the far node in a 1v1. So that's really good play by a warrior as well. Like he held that for pretty much the entirety of the game. I think I try to pick up the mid node so that we have 2 nodes ticking with stillness. I can't remember if I did this here or if it's later. It must be later. So I see that obviously the red team are investing so many players into the lower area, and even though this isn't really a good thing to do, I didn't want my team to get wiped downstairs because I knew that like we had to try and hold momentum. Like we had momentum here, Instead, I just come in and I abuse CC. I pressure the Firebrand so that they can't heal up the Necromancer. As long as he's being pressured, the damage elsewhere is like really easy to deal with. So, really hard to deal with for him anyway. So we continue to cleave here. I actually think they get the res. I seem to remember them getting up, and then oh wait, they must not have. Or somebody else went down for them. That's right. So they get the res on the Revenant, but the Necromancer and I think the Firebrand actually die for it. So that was a clutch play by me. I got in front of the Revenant and knocked him back towards the team fight so that he couldn't escape. And now I believe they both die here. So yeah, Firebrand goes down and the Revenant is already dead. He's about to die by the node. So I quickly engage on him with my my Rifle 4, knock him down or attempt to knock down. So I break his stab, and then I placed some burning on him. Now, all that's left here is the thief. And yes, arguably we're overstaying here, and I look at this and I go, okay, so there's nobody actually able to make this rotation, or nobody seems to be making this rotation to get the decap, whereas the enemy thief has actually been and done that. He's super low. He's going to get picked off. I know for a fact he's dead. I stun lock the necromancer, and then as soon as I've done this, I immediately leave. So I pressure him and I go, okay, this is fine, he's dead. And now I leave. I apply some bleeds and then I disengage. So I'm like, okay, I'm going straight to the close node. And I want to prevent the enemy team from getting any points whatsoever. So I'm going straight to my close node. I ignore the mid node because, to be honest, that's 15 seconds of my time wasted just to get points ticking. And my warrior left the far node because of respawns. So he was at a numbers disadvantage and he had to get away to survive. So I come in, prevent the point gain here. If I'd left this here, the red team would have snowballed away. So it was actually really integral that I did this. So I full cap the node, and I believe my warrior rotates back towards the red team close, or our far node, as per my request, because the necromancer makes it onto the mid node. And now I rotate back towards the mid node, I do believe. So I see that there's obviously nobody engaging on it. I see that my warrior is going into far node. I see that my team are not really pressured. And I know that I want to answer to this. I want to create pressure so that somebody has to answer to me. Again, I have this stupid engagement with the enemy thief because he's not really interested in keeping me like off this node. He just wants to go and get my decap. So this becomes this really stupid engagement. We obviously have 2 nodes ticking, and I just don't want him to get that decap. And I believe he does anyway. I don't make it. He bassies me here, I believe. Yeah, so he bassies me, applies poison, and this is a ridiculous engagement. This is such a close fight. It's actually really insanely close. I have so many conditions on me right now that I actually have to like double burst into my hard light arena just to clear them. I managed to get the resustain. He re-engages on me, reapplies those poison stacks, and then it's at this point that it's so close. So I believe that I go underneath the bridge. And so here I drop down because I know that I have so much poison. I'm in passive elixir S, and this is where I predict his engagement. So I dodge the steal, and then I hit him with Corona Burst, and that was Felt on Forge 4 that applied loads of burning to him. I leave him in down state, and I recapture my node so that my team are now ticking 2 nodes. And as you can see, stillness is coming up in approximately 5 seconds. So I think I actually left that node. Did I full cap the node? Maybe I full cap. I was showing off there. I full cap the node. There we go. And tranquility and stillness are appeared. So like the rest of the team, the rest of the enemy team is actually fully invested in that fight underneath. And because the thief is still on respawn, I can fully abuse this because I know there's nobody answering to me. I can see everybody on the map, and I know where the thief is. So the thief knows he can't stop me. There's stillness with double side node cap. And all my interest is right now is actually preventing anything from happening to my close node. However, I see that the enemy thief has been into the far node with the warrior, with the revenant, and I know that there's a 3-man on that far node. So I tell the warrior to go into the mid node, attempt a decap, which I believe he does get. The revenant tries to answer to him. Actually, no, he changed his mind. That's right. He was going to go and answer to the warrior. And then he goes straight back down to tranquility. The red team are kind of at like a bit of a loss here because they know that there's that there's stillness ticking with node ownership from our part. So even if they have 2 nodes, we're still like dominating. The thief obviously tries to come in and get that decap, and I have a +1 from my SD thief. So I think that we don't actually get the kill here on unknown, or at least maybe Joshy does. But as far as I'm concerned, all I want to do is hold that node. Oh, that's right. The Revenant comes in. That's right. I don't know if he kills me, but I do. I think I actually managed to sustain it. I CC him away onto my node. Probably not like the best thing. Oh wait, yeah. So the SD thief comes in, and he kills me in that 1v2. I do die here. 100%. I die here. But Josh actually holds the node in that 1v2 for a little while, which actually gives us even more of a lead, and that lead is super important later on. My warrior still managed to, I think he actually won the 1v1 on the far node, so that node is still owned by us. and the enemy warrior was not able to answer to that. That's obviously why they sent 2 people close into me. They have the mid node and they have the close node. So I believe that actually, while I see 2 people engaging on my my SD thief, I make the roam straight into mid and I attempt the decap here. And I believe that while I'm doing this, I get answered to by more people, and my thief comes in, and I think he attempts the decap later on. I'm an idiot for proccing that full counter. I should not have. I did not need to. There was a really, really clutch photon wall by me that blocked the thief's engagement. And we do manage to get some damage here out on the thief, so we force the thief to disengage. I think that Joshi actually follows him. And there we go. So it literally came down to the last 9 points on the board. And it was... I think it was actually really integral gameplay from everybody. Everybody played that really, really well. As you can see, I was only 7-3, but I did almost 500,000 damage. And, you know, I didn't feed my ass off. Yeah, 3 deaths, okay, but I was in the right place at the right time, made the correct rotations, got the, you know, the correct pickups. I got stillness. We had 2 nodes. That's kind of our win condition, I think. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I've ranted a shitload. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.